なるほど。敵のようだな。早く。爆炎剣。強烈。燃えろ。油断するな。爆炎剣。マシン剣。風神剣。マシン剣。ファイアボール。ファイアボール。
Fucking start, man. What a beast. He's got the buff of being voiced by Tomokazu Seki. Same with Vague, voiced by Nobuyuki Hiyama. The goats, the original hype men. No, it never came out. Keep in mind when this came out, this game came out when this game came out like a couple years after the PS3 was out. And Sony at the time were dumbasses and they hated 2D games. Which is ironic because this game looks a lot better than a lot of PS3 games. There was no market for it. This was a very, very late PS2 game. This came out in 2008. The original, the vanilla version was 2006. So the first version was pretty late era, late gen. And then this one was, nobody was really going to buy it, at least not in America. Ah, there we go. Manual. Thank the gods, man. I hate playing with semi-auto. Rectify that quickness. There we go. Got manual back. Also, Namco liked to mistreat this series when it came out. They would put them out next to like Final Fantasy games and stuff. Yeah, greatly mistreated Tales at that time. They still do, in my opinion. Not bothering to get Troy Baker back for the Vesperia remaster, which completely ruined that version of the game. Completely killed the English dub for me.
待てならば
Hey, it's Mary.
「マリーさんの仲間を早く助けないといけませんね。
ありがとう。仲間がいるのは町の近くにある神殿だ。まずは東の門を目指そう。なら先にいらっしゃいます。
フードサッ
フード補充でここの払いは私。フードストラップのフードストラップを例えばフードストラップフード補充と合わせ。
わかりました。
よし。フードサッ私は自分で料理する。多分お客様ただいま。
わざわざ
フードの補充。
さて
さて行くとしようか。
マシンガンマシンガンガッとマシンガンマシンガンマシンガンスイットータトータタトーやったぜ。いいぞ。
申し訳ない。
トータトーそこだ。トースイッ
マジン
ト
マジンピンケイ
トータマシンガンガッと
マジンケイ
タそこだ。マシンガンタマシンガンスイタそこだ。マシンガン
邪魔だよ。
ファイヤーボールスイマシンガンよっしゃ勝ったぜ。
雪
突き当たりまで
あ雪が降ると
遠い
実は私
記憶そう
そうかも。この先に
いいぞ。
申し訳ない。
スイマシンガン
マジンケイ
マジン
マジンケイ
マシンガン
申し訳ない。
トーマシンガン
This game starts pretty slow because this is the This is the first game with CC instead of TP, so even more suffering to play in the beginning than your average Tails game. CC system in this game is not as good as Xillia. It's technically not CC in Xillia, it's AC, but same difference really. Hello? So, need Kobahazan or Yenrenkya or something. Have like nothing. Yeah, but Trails games have like multiple times more text than Trails games have multiple times more text than Tails games. I'm trying to undermine saying that it was easy to translate this. I'm sure it wasn't, but those games have like way more text than anything else. It's cool that this actually got done though, because there's been many that have tried and never actually finished. Absolute Zero. They were working on a lot of stuff and then they just kind of rage quit. It's just nice for me because I played through this game in Japanese back in like 2008, a long time ago. So I don't mind starting from scratch. Though there are New Game Plus saves. This game starts off pretty slow. Mostly because they're trying to ease you into what was a new concept at the time, not having TP. Now pretty much every game uses a variant of this. The problem with this combat system is how long you have to wait. The minimum and maximum CC really slows it down compared to stuff like Xillia. Races has the same problem. 20 CC in that game is like 5 moves you can change. That's why it was nice in Xillia games, they just kind of abolished that. Vita remakes too. Those games use AC. Everything only costs 1. Which makes the game a lot less boring to play in the beginning. But this game has a lot of really cool shit in it, like air dashes, and front steps and stuff, backstep kills. It's just at the beginning you can't do much, it's kind of boring. There really isn't much more I can do besides what I'm doing right now. I wish they gave you holy bottles. Random encounters really mess you up at the beginning of this game. You can't... I hate random encounters. That's the hardest thing about going back to this game. I can't stand random encounters. I like when they're on the field and I can actually run. At least since this game uses CC, you're not getting like completely depleted of resources with random encounters, but random encounters are shit. But it's just a side effect of this being sprite-based. They would have had to draw every sprite like 4 times. They didn't want to do that, so you get stuck with a remnant of old school RPGs, which has always sucked, which is random encounters. The beginning of this game is pretty boring. Need to learn a new move, Stan. Where's Yenrenkyak? Toryusen. Those are like just really good moves. Toryusen's really good. Soryu Dengazan. These things suck to fight. They have like no aerial enabled moves. What are you talking about? I just turned it down. How the fuck is this game so loud? Alright, how's that? Is that any better? This game looks really nice upscaled. If that rumor of them remastering this is true, I feel like they wouldn't have to do much. Mostly would just be like modernizing the game. More than 6 move slots for one is a must. think the person who leaked that, though, doesn't have, like, any credibility whatsoever. It'd be a total out of left field thing. A lot of, like, Western fans don't even know this game exists. It's one of the best Tales games. Pretty much all of Stan's side is yes. Leon's side, no. I would like it if they remaster this, get rid of the random encounters. I can't stand random encounters. They're a relic of the past. I kind of feel like turn-based combat is too, but I know a lot of people don't agree with me there. I think everybody can agree though, random encounters are shit. It's much better when you can see them on the map. The interesting thing about games that have turn-based combat is there's some that have really good turn-based combat like Persona, and then there's stuff like the new Yakuza game, which the turn-based combat's not bad, but you think after like 35 years of putting out games like that, they would add a little bit more to it. That's a pretty common complaint with that game. The turn-based combat's not even really that special. It's kind of just like the same thing we've been doing since the 80s. Nothing that really pushes the envelope like the press turn system, stuff like that. Like the Mario and Luigi games, where you could dodge every attack. That was like the only turn-based I really liked. Thought it was really cool. You still took turns with the enemies, but every attack in the game was dodgeable. So if you were good at the game, you never really needed to heal, and it kind of got rid of the problem with a lot of turn-based games, is it's just attacking and healing and fighting. Saying there aren't more games like Mario and Luigi, that was like really the only turn-based I really enjoyed. They used to be able to beat the last boss in the Game Boy Advance one without being hit. I thought that was way more interesting than just attack and heal and trade hits, which has always been very boring to me. Alright, got Hienren Kyak. Finally. Now I just need Toryusen.
Hienren Kyak! Hienren Kyak! Hienren Kyak! Hienren Kyak! Yes, sir! Got the there!
逆方向よ。そっちじゃないわ。
これをセインガルドへ戻る。
じゃあ
ちょっと待ってよ。世話になった礼をしたい。アトワイトもリムロス酒場へ行こう。ねえスタン。
They're so irresponsible with their Swordians, they just leave them around. I think the real threats in this game are the people that don't fight with Swordians, like Kong Man and Johnny. It's funny, Johnny's like one of the best characters in this game, and he's just a bard. He doesn't have the Swordian. Everybody else is like helpless without it. Johnny will juggle you for like 1,000 hits with one move. He doesn't need a talking magical sword. He'll fuck you up. What a beast. He's actually like Johnny's like one of the easiest ways to beat Barbatos in the end game dungeon, because his Kurukuru Mawade keeps him juggled like infinitely.
「できた!」
いろいろと試してみるといいわ。話は
なぜだ。だからならば顔パスでどうだ。
へえ
そうと。
疾風のミリー。
If I tried Destiny 2, yeah, I don't like that game.
大ぐらいの。そしてこの俺。
3人揃っ。
Because melee combat does no damage, you wait and wait for people in the back to cast magic. The only purpose physical attacks have is just keeping them in hit stun. I
そ
don't
んな
like
芸
that
人
game.
確かに。
誰が芸人だ。
I've played this game before. You can find me playing this back like 13 years ago on here.
とお役目ご苦労。
くれた。
うっす。お前たちこれ以上騒ぎたやだ
Yes. No, Sony at the time didn't like 2D games, which is funny because there's like, it's ironic because how much they coast by on indie games now. The PS4 when it came out had like no games. It was indie games is what was keeping people, you know, satiated between big AAA releases. But back when this came out in the PS2 era, they were real dickwads to anybody who wanted to release like a pixel art game like this. Even though this game is like 2.5D, it's not complete 2D. Lots of elements of it are 3D. Also, the release of this game when it came out, PS3 was already out at this time. The first release was 2006. The director's cut of this one came out in 2008. No, they would have wanted people to move to the PS3 at that point.
よし、ハーメンツの村を目指すぞ。
待ってさん、地図をあげるわ。どうせ持ってないでしょ。
ありがとう。大切にするよ。
道に迷ったらちゃんと地図で確認するのよ。さて、行くとしようか。マシンガン。
Now they're like in love with pixel art games because people actually still like to play them. They have like no games coming out right now, so yeah, I think the PS4 was a wake-up call for them. The games are taking a lot longer to make. They cost a lot more to make too, so stuff like this they stopped turning down. They stopped turning it down because it was keeping their system from being a barren wasteland. Kind of like how the PS5 is right now. I mean, Returnal's like a 3-hour roguelike and people are excited for it. Just because it's an exclusive PS5 game and like everything else on there is a remaster. I feel like it reminds me a lot of like other games that came out at the beginning of new generations, like Wave Race 64, Pilot Wing 64, like the Bouncer and Fantavision and stuff. Those games are not fondly remembered. The only reason people remember them is because they came out at a time when those consoles had no games. And once good stuff like this started coming out, those games were forgotten. And you can tell that that's happening with that Returnal game too, because there's people that have like never played a roguelike before. They're asking like, you know, why do I lose everything when I die and stuff like that. But people are just buying it because it's a native PS5 game, and there's like barely any of those right now. It definitely reminds me a lot of the PS2 and the N64. The N64 launched with like 3 games, And the N64 was the death of third-party support on Nintendo consoles, so they were greatly carried by their first-party stuff, and the third-party games were like a lot worse. Returnal looks like a pretty good game, but it's not for everybody. Obviously, it's a roguelike for one, which is always going to be an acquired taste. But when your roguelike has 3-hour runs and there's no save or suspend feature, obviously that's going to piss off a lot of people. I don't know why they made the run so long. I couldn't really see myself playing that game like more than once. It's 3 hours long. That's way too much. Yeah, it's ironic the Switch had like Celeste and Shovel Knight were like big releases. I think Celeste sold the most on Switch, which is ironic because a game like this, back in the time that this was made, Sony would have shut them down really fast. It's like, no, this game is not 3D, so it's garbage. Even though like the first like 2 years of the PS4 was like nothing but stuff like this, which was fine for me.
な
PS5 launch is bad for a number of factors, mostly just the fact that you can't get one. For one thing, and that it's even more padded with remasters than the PS4 was. I'm glad some of the developers are having some goodwill and not charging for those patches. I mean, some of those games are getting like night and day differences. Ratchet and Clank was given out for free, and they gave like a free 60 FPS patch for it. Well, Sony's been at the top for like 3 console generations now, so they're acting like they're at the top of the food chain, which they are, but they're getting pretty steep competition from the Switch because the Switch has a better variety of games. You know, if you only like $200 million AAA blockbusters with bald dudes with guns, then the Switch doesn't have much for you. But if you have a more refined and open taste in games, the Switch has a lot of really good stuff on it. And no one wants an Xbox. No one wants an Xbox because they don't really have a lot of games. But Microsoft's strategy seems to be the console is second to just getting everybody into their ecosystem. You know, they have Game Pass, you can play it on mobile and stuff, so if you have a computer, you get like most of the games for basically nothing. You don't really seem to be trying to compete with like actually being a leading console. It's more about just making their stuff more accessible so that everybody can play them. But much like Sony, you know, if you don't like dudes with guns and Grand Theft Auto and sports games and stuff. They don't really have a lot to offer. Not that the PS5 does right now either. They have like nothing to offer. And then kick. Backward kick. Ah, Ruti! How did you die? Alas. Oh, Tensho Yoku! Hey, there's the edgelord himself. The character that's got a DLC costume in every game. What's up, edgelord? Kushuken. Majinken, so good. Majinken. You're useless without the Swordian. What are you gonna do? Where's Johnny? Fucking Johnny, man. He would juggle all these people forever. He doesn't need a Swordian. He'd fuck everybody up. He can beat Barbatos, like, by himself. The fact that Johnny is so busted in this game makes it hard to take the story seriously. Because he's just a bard. But he's one of the best characters in the game. Because he gets one move in particular that makes it really easy to juggle any enemy in the game forever. even Barbatos. Whereas these characters are useless without the Swordians. Yeah, what's up, Edgelord? Let's see, what does he start with? Garyusen, Johamishuen, and Majinken. In fact, let's switch to him. I think one of the coolest parts of this game is when you fight Dimlos. That's a part I really fondly remember. And Stan fights Dimlos. Leon's house.
Okay. レンブラント旦那様なら新たなお役目をよしストレイライズ神用事を思い
Yep, the Strelized Temple.
マリアン
リオン
マリアン
様。
そんな呼び方
そうね。でも
マリアンに挨拶
それだ。
寂し
仕方のない子ね。
あんなや
エミリオ、
ごめん
分かって。
それじゃ
エミリオ、
大丈夫だ
遅い。
よし
待たせてごめん。
熱毒防止の宝石はもシャル
宝石はマテリアルをリライズする。その際攻撃力や宝石をさらにリライズすることで
マテリアルが宝石に
実際に試してみろこれをやる
できた。
宝石リライズを
待て、渡すものがあった
ありがと
ではな。
親に敬語を使うのか。リオン、これからよろしくな。
なんだこ
握手。
勘違いするのよ僕は
さすが王
Fucking
国期
Leon
待の客員剣士様ね。
ストレライズ神器まずは
この面だ。
I mean, if I had any idea how many times they'd make a DLC costume of me for like the next 15 years after this game came out, I would probably be a pompous asshole to everybody too. Like every game. It's always Leon and Yuri, and sometimes it's Luke. Pretty much always Leon. I think they already reviewed, didn't they? I don't think they did cameo costumes for Arise yet. I'm sure Leon and Yuri are on the way. Because they top the popularity polls every year. It's pretty much always those two at the top. So they keep making DLC for them. Yes, it is. I played through this game in Japanese like eons ago. It's a very good game. It definitely starts very slow though. Stan side is fully translated. Another thing interesting about this game that most JRPGs don't do is the monsters do not drop gold. So it's not like your standard RPG where you kill something and they just have like 5,000 gold in them for no reason, even though they're like just like a demon or an animal or something that would have no use for it. In this game, they actually have lens on them, and the lens is what you sell. I find it weird. There's been like, I can't think of any game that's done that since then. You don't get like drops from enemies, not gold drops anyway. What? I must have messed up something. Garyusen! Majinken Soga!
死にたくなければそこをどけ。
bit more gold. Might have to go farm a little bit to get this job done. I don't think I ever bothered with those on the Japanese version because of the language barrier. Where's that flat material? I need more lens. Let's farm for a bit. And then kick. Storm Blast.
雑魚が図に乗るな。さあ行くぞ。マシンケン。マシンケン。そうだ。
I need Toryusen.
邪魔するものは全て切る。
Maybe I could do a Hennen Kyak into Bakuenkin. A little bit slow. Toryusen is like instant.
もう終わりかい？ さて行くとしよう。
Toryusen.
重傷だ。 マジンケン。
やっとれ。
将来。
ザコめ、本気を出すまでもない。さすが坊ちゃんですね。
I'll wait on the re-rise. I gotta finish this job here. So let's just go back to town. By the time I get back to town, I should have enough. I'm only a couple short. Oh, he's got Kushuken. I forgot about that. Majinken, Soga, Kushuken, and then Garyusen. It's a good combo. I don't have enough CC to do that yet, though. I forget where the weapon shop is. That's back into the castle. Alright, good. I got that knocked out. Let's go back. Just need to do a little bit of a grind. It's all about Jude's A Shodai. That shit's busted. Not only does it buff your stats, it restands the enemy too. Could like knock them prone and then do A Shodai. Knock them back up, restand. What is it I need? And then Jack.
マジン剣天使は我流戦どうやろう負けるわけにはいかないぜ
He's got 4 minimum CC now, which means he can do his follow-ups. He has Majin-Ken and Garyusen both have follow-ups. I think I'm gonna take a break there for tonight, though. Like I said, the game starts very slow, because they're trying to ease you into what was a new concept at the time. I'll probably work through that slowly. I've got about a month to finish it before everything goes crazy. Scarlet Nexus, the Pinnacle of Combat, Samurai Warriors are all next month. So, I don't know how much time I'll have for a JRPG. It's very nice that that's translated, though. Well deserved. I played through the game in Japanese, like, ages ago. There's been some people saying that they're going to announce an official remaster, which I would be surprised about. It seems like a completely random kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, yes, the climate for like pixel art RPGs is way better than it was back then. People are actually craving that kind of thing now. But I don't know. That just feels too random to me. Plus, the game has certain aspects of it that haven't aged well. Mostly the fact that you can only have 6 move slots at any time. Unless you use the dolls and you equip the same doll on everybody to give yourself more moves. That's what really hurts that battle system, is by the time it opens up, you have, like, so many moves, but you only have 6 slots. So, if those rumors are true, and they are remastering it, I hope that they don't just translate it. I would hope that they would add some value to the official release. Obviously, you should support the official release if it does come to pass, but I would hope they have stuff like an arts ball or anything like that. That's definitely what gets kind of repetitive about watching high-level gameplay of Destiny Remake, is the fact that there's only 6 slots, so you're greatly limited. Because there are some moves that are good, but they're only good for like combo extensions. Then you have stuff like Soryu Dengazan and Toryusen and stuff. Those are great utility moves, either for starting a combo or continuing a juggle. And when you only have 6 slots, it puts too much mental gymnastics into what you can take and what you can't. Well, a lot of people run with the same stuff, because there's certain moves that just have way more utility. Like Hienren Kyak and Toryusen. Those moves have a ton of utility, because they allow you to start an air combo instantly, and Toryusen knocks them back up. I hope that it's true. I would love to have a legal release of that game, but I feel like just translating it would not be enough. But the fact that they didn't do anything to make Vesperia more modernized kind of leads me to believe they would not bother to do anything like that. Vesperia still has a lot of really stupid, just relics of the past, like so many things being missable for no reason. Side quests being missable because you didn't talk to some random NPC that doesn't really have any semblance of relevance in the story. When they announced the remaster for that game, I was really hoping that they would do that. Just like remove almost all the cutoff points for stuff. It was their way of trying to like make it so that you could keep playing the game more than once and still experience new things, which is awesome on paper until you realize that to get everything in that game, you need to basically be glued to a guide at all times. I'm glad that later Tales games after that kind of nerfed a lot of that, but I feel like they should not pull another Vesperia Definitive Edition and actually fix some of that stuff. Because, like, the battle system for Destiny Remake is really good. You have an LMBS, traditional LMBS with no bullshit. You don't get LMBS games anymore. They kind of, like, have killed the LMBS slowly. The new one doesn't even have any motions at all arise. Like, the LMBS is completely dead. So, it's cool going back and playing an actual, like, just authentic no bullshit LMBS game, but kind of suffers from the fact that you only have 6 slots. Leon can kind of get by because a lot of his moves have extensions, but some of the other characters like Stan really suffer because of it. There's like some cheat engine code to give more moves. I might look into that once I get to that point, but right now it's going to be a while. Let's see, do I feel like doing anything else tonight? I've already streamed twice today. I don't think the guy that leaked that has any credibility either. I think that's one of those leakers that just says random shit. But the thing that makes me kind of believe that it might happen is the fact that... I mean, are you really going to get any clout for leaking a PS2 JRPG from 15 years ago that like the average person's not going to get excited for? You had to be pretty well immersed into niche games to really even know what that game is that I was just playing. There's a chance that it might be true. It just feels very random, out of left field. It's a game that deserves to be played by more, but I feel like if they just half-ass a remaster of it, it's not really going to be that great. If they put it out on PC, I'm sure there would probably be like a cheat engine code to just give you more moves or something, but I don't know. We'll see. It's probably going to be announced like next month or something at E3. They also said that in Gundam Breaker 4. I would be really excited for that, especially since that one would come out on PC. Gundam Breaker 3 was really fun, but the frame rate really ruined it for me. I felt very nauseous playing it because it was like a fast-paced game that ran at like 20 FPS. So those were the two things that guy leaked. He leaked Gundam Breaker 4 and then Destiny Remake Remaster, whatever they're going to call it. That was like the original Final Fantasy remake because it actually was called Tales of Destiny Remake. We'll see. I don't really believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. It's such an old game, I feel like they would need to do more than just translate it and put it on modern platforms. Knowing Namco and how they treat Tales lately, I don't really have a lot of faith that what would need to be done would happen. I guess they could be using Destiny Remake, Remaster, whatever the hell they call it, as like a filler for like PS5 stuff that's not going to be out for a while. There's a chance it could happen, but I don't know if I'd really be satisfied with it. It still only had 6 slots. Definitely would love if Gundam Breaker 4 was true, though. I'd be all over that shit. That was like the perfect game for me, but frame rate really dampened my enjoyment. I'll have no excuses this time. Ah, he dropped food. Asshole. Not playing very good tonight. The gamer jeans are wearing off. Drop food. Thank you. Alright, these guys just jump off. I'll lure them over to the side. There he goes. Gotta get him over to the side. That's not the side. One more. Two more. Ah, he doesn't want to jump off. He's found a new lease on life. Come on. Alright. He's like stuck. There he goes. What a mess that room was. I think that might be a sign to go to bed. I'm not playing very well. I want to do an extreme mode run of this whenever I have time, which might be this month. This is like one of the most buggiest rooms in this game. You can get hit past the death plane, and then you fall out of bounds. The only way to get back up is to restart the checkpoint or Ebb and Thunder back up, which I've done before. I actually have a clip of me doing Ebb and Thunder to get all the way back up there. That's one of my one of the coolest things I've ever done in that game. I think I'm gonna call it there tonight, folks. I need to get started on Musou Mei, so I don't know what the stream situation is going to be like. I'll still be streaming over at work, obviously. Before or after, I'm probably not going to. I'm going to have to take... It's going to take at least, like, one day, one afternoon, one night to get all the Musou Mei stuff done. I've already got it all downloaded, so it's pretty much just a matter of sitting down and doing it. I've been pretty damn depressed lately, so that's kind of limited what I can do, but... rest assured, I'll fight through it. We'll start this, and yeah, on Friday you'll have something to watch besides Resident Evil 8. So if you're tired of hearing about the big booty, 9-foot-tall vampire, you'll have Musou Mei to look forward to. I will start work on it today. Try to get at least one part out by tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. I'll have more Destiny Remake probably later today if I get everything else done.